and sisters, my name is Fru Nkimbe. I was born in Tambe, Mankon, Bamenda, West Cameroon. Like every other West Cameroonians, we have been subjected and treated as second-class citizens in the country we call home. We have paid a serious price to earn the right to be Cameroonians. But before that, our fathers established a nation that made us proud West Cameroonians, Southern Cameroonians. And with that pride, we stood for justice and freedom. In spite of all the intimidation and humiliation calling us names in the country we call ours, and also dismantling and mentally torturing us, destroying our infrastructure, education, culture, and identity, we still played a major part to hold Cameroon together. Brothers and sisters, fellow Ambazonians, fellow British Southern Cameroonians, I want us to take a minute of silence to pay homage to our fallen heroes on ground zero, and those of our brothers, sisters, children, relatives, friends who are in the hospital, and those who are in the bushes, those who are suffering, those who are in jail, and remember them and pray for them. May the God of Ambazonia protect those living and those who are sick and those who have paid the ultimate price. May we remember them. And I really would like to address particularly my brothers and sisters or children in the diaspora, because this is the area where I can speak of better. I think that we in the diaspora, we are taking the struggle in a different light. During this discussion, say certain things that you don't like. What I say are my views, and I take responsibility to what I say. I don't speak to you with a title attached to my name. I speak to you as an Ambazonian, son, father, brother, uncle, cousin, whatever title you may give me, and someone who makes mistakes like every other human being. But I would like, first of all, to state categorically that I own my views and I am entitled to them. You can hate what I say, but please take me for who I am and don't try to change me. Here of the Republic of Cameroon waged war He wanted to strangle our struggle. He arrested our leaders, President Sisiko and his cabinet in Nigeria. That caused a lot of pain, a lot of fear. We were confused. We didn't really know what the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next month, and even year will be. I quite remember when we heard the news of that 5th of was it January? We were in Melrose holding a meeting. Some members asked us to escape, and some members asked that the meeting be cancelled. I stood up, I got the microphone, I said, no, we cannot run away. I moved out of Cameroon many years ago and settled in the Boston area in Lowell, Massachusetts. Lowell is home. When we came here, there were very few Africans, and we worked hard with the locals to establish and build an African identity, and also tried to bring Africa into the homes of the people here in Lowell. In 1999, I started a TV program called The African Hour. I invited the powers that be in Lowell, the Commissioner of Police, the Mayor, the Superintendent of Schools, to come on my show and explain to immigrants how the government works. When 9/11 happened, the Commissioner of Police in Lowell, Commissioner Ed Davis III, was guest on my show, live show. That was the first live television ever conducted, with immigrants, African immigrants, calling in and asking questions as to how they would be treated in this, our newfound city. It gained a lot of support and also educated and brought the city together to recognize the African and the immigrant contribution to make this city a wonderful city. This city opens its arms to welcome us immigrants. When His Royal Highness King Angwafo III of Mancon paid his maiden visit to America in 2002, I invited His Royal Highness to Lowell and introduced His Royal Highness to meet the City Council in Lowell. His Royal Highness Fonangwafo became the first African ruler to address the City Council, and he was honored with the keys of the City Hall and the seal of the city. After His Royal Highness visit, I walked with the City Hall, rallied other Cameroonians to establish a sister city relationship between Bamenda, land of my birth, and Lowell. There was communication between the government delegate's office and the governor's office in Bamenda. And on November 5th, 2002, The City Council of Lowell unanimously voted to establish a sister city relationship between Bamenda and Lowell. We were very proud, and Lowell has stood with Bamenda all along, welcoming Southern Cameroonians into Lowell and Africans. Lowell sympathized with us, the Southern Cameroonians, now the Republic of Ambazonia. Lowell welcomed President Sisiko and his entourage and treated him with a presidential, a hero's welcome, and gave him a tour of the city council. Mayor Rita Mercier, former Mayor Rodney Elliott, the city manager, and the Commissioner of Police welcome President Sisiko to the City Hall. The Lowell Television, where I am doing this recording, hosted the first ever interview broadcasted on Facebook here in Lowell, and interviewed President Sisiko and Mr. Milan. Thereafter, also arranged a town hall meeting where people from the neighboring New England states, Cameroonians, Ambazonians, were eager and ready to have a town hall meeting with President Sisiko and ask him questions. Unfortunately, that town hall meeting did not hold, and people were very, very disappointed. When President Sisiko was arrested, Lowell made a public statement condemning his arrest and standing by Bamenda in the southern Cameroon. When President Paul Biya declared war on southern Cameroon, I and members of the Cameroonian community approached the city hall and talked to the mayor and the city council, and the city council passed a resolution condemning the actions of President Paul Biya declaring war on the English-speaking people of Cameroon, and voted unanimously to recognize the Republic of Ambazonia. Check that out. BBC News picked it up and interviewed Cameroonians around the world. We organized a peaceful meeting here in Lowell. The mayor, the superintendent of police joined us on the peaceful march, protesting and sending a powerful message to the dictators in Cameroon to respect life and respect human dignity of peaceful Ambazonians protesting for their civil rights. That is really unheard of or unseen of anywhere else. The mayor of Lowell held the Ambazonian flag. The commissioner of police in Lowell joined us. The whole police department escorted peaceful marchers to the steps of the city hall. So it is behind this backdrop that I come to you, fellow brothers and sisters, with a heavy heart, and I pay homage to our comrades on ground zero who are paying the ultimate price. Some of them losing their limbs, body parts, some in the hospital whose blood is moisturing that blessed land of ours. Our brothers and sisters are burned, parents, grandparents burned in the house. Relatives, friends are in the bushes. And with this, brothers and sisters, I would like to engage us in a family discussion. I may say certain things that you will be offended, but I do what I say is my experience. I was born in Tamben and grew up in Jombe during the Makiza period. As a young man growing up in Jombe, I listened and I saw terrible and horrific images which are repeating itself today. I could hear from my friends, parents, the Bamlikes, the Basars, everyone around Jombe, Penja, Lum Shantier, Mbanga. That is where I grew up. I went to school at the core Catholic in Jombe, and I could see how villages, houses were burnt, people were beheaded, patriots were beheaded, and they were called Makiza. So with that background, what is happening to my own people in Ambazonia is very, very troublesome, troubling. And I joined this fight not because I really want title or to serve an individual, because I want to serve alongside with patriots, people who value life, people who want justice, people who yearn for freedom. And I will also give up my life if giving my life can bring freedom to our land, the Republic of Ambazonians, because I have seen kids being blown, parents burned into houses, brothers and sisters and friends killed like dogs, slaughtered in their houses in front of their families. And I ask myself, what kind of a life is this? I pay homage to my brothers and sisters on the ground who are forced to defend themselves from this monster, La République. This is not the first time. They did it to the Basars, they did it to the Bamlikes, I saw it. They did it to the Northeast, and they are doing it to us. But the difference between these people is that we are an independent people. We have our own nation, international boundaries, and we opted to join these people, and they wage war. Just imagine if we don't stand up, what will tomorrow be? We will be enslaved eternally into the hands of La République. The worst is still to come. Permit me to annoy you, mostly brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora. It is very, very painful and troublesome that we in the diaspora, I included, when I talk to people on the ground zero, they ask me, why is it that they don't see mobilization of people in the diaspora bringing the average non-Ambazonians? If you are in America, talk to the common man, your friend, our friends, brothers brothers and sisters, our colleagues at work, our friends at churches to join us on the streets, because that is the way that these locals lobby their leaders, their lawmakers, and educate them, sensitize them to join us to advocate for our freedom. We have done it in Lowell, but it's painful to see that Ambazonians, we are very powerful, only at tearing ourselves down. There are some people who pay allegiance to individuals and who want title at all costs, power. Just imagine a hunter in the bush. You lie down, you are waiting for an animal to come for you to kill. You are not strategizing how to kill that animal or going hunting for the animal, but you are instead fighting amongst yourself to divide the animal that you have not even caught. While our people on ground zero are being slaughtered. This is crazy. It is very, very painful. When our leader was captured in Nigeria and taken to Cameroon, we here in Lowell demonstrated. We have caused awareness, called on our state's rep, the senator, to speak about the arrest of President Sisiko and his team. We were united and called him our leader. He was the undisputable face of the struggle, and with that united us. It is very, very painful for me sitting here who had actually met President Sisiko, a patriot, compassionate, and I think a visionary, very humbled. But the recent declaration behind bars, forming and dissolving the interim government, it's very, very painful and troubling to me, because the interim government has been advocating for the release of President Sisiko, as well as for the release of all the detainees. We have marched, we have gone to New York and demonstrated for our leaders behind jail. I don't know what people are thinking, and particularly we in the diaspora, whom I call, we are hunters in the bush, and there are people who are thinking of titles and power and wanting to harvest what they did not sow. Because I live near a state called New Hampshire, and their official slogan is "Live free or die." Give me freedom. For President Sisiko to fire from jail the interim government, I cannot just understand this. And I believe timing is a very, very important part of diplomacy. Considering the fact that La République was desperate, 20th May was coming, The whole world wanted to see what was going to happen. Ambazonia was braced to humiliate La République at all costs. The UN was holding a humanitarian conference on Ambazonia. We were looking forward to this. La République wanted a distraction, dispatch his prime minister to the northwest and to the southwest, so as to tell the world that there is peace, to overshadow and eclipse what was going on at the United Nations. In anticipation that 20th May, they would take pictures and deceive the world. When President Sisiko, during that period, made his announcement dissolving the interim government, I asked myself, was that decision made to advance this struggle or to make it to facilitate La République to look good in front of the international community? I question, brothers and sisters, the intellectuals, those who know better, who took this and publicized it and condemned the interim government. And I also, it makes me wonder whether the decision was really from jail or from power mongers outside. Having met President Sisiko here in Lowell and in Boston, I feel that free people out there, selfish people, whom I would say are working for La République, ill-advised President Sisiko to take a fatal decision. I say fatal because it is serving those who are out free. Brothers and sisters, allow me to state that I do not follow individuals. I pledge my life to do what I can do to mobilize, sensitize, inform, educate, and fight for our freedom. I respect the institution of the IG, but I do not follow individuals. And whatever I do, I ask myself, my actions, will it help La République continue to kill my people, or it will inspire and unite Ambazonians to move closer to Boya? And I think forming a parallel government serves only to play into the hands of La République. However you may judge it, I know some people right now watching are throwing stones at me, but if you are watching this in the comfort of your office, in the comfort of your home, outside in the diaspora, ask yourself, would you be governed by someone in jail? Freedom is not easy. If your captor makes it easy for you to communicate and establish a government from jail, communicate from the international community from jail, and people are taking that serious, I doubt who we are serving in this struggle. Brothers and sisters, I stand with the IG. I stand with the institution. It's not perfect. It is growing pains. We are learning from our mistakes. There are people out there who run to condemn. And you ask, what have you offered? Whoever is sitting on the seat, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. I would not take that crown. We learn through mistakes. None of us expected this until they declare war. For us to be fighting amongst ourselves for title, for power, for position, when we are still in the bush. Are we going to end in the bush? Can't we all get along and unite and focus, concentrate on fighting La République? The diaspora is destroying the struggle. Yesterday someone insulted me that Lawyer So is a traitor, because I said he is a patriot, and I stand by that. And I would tell those who are good at pushing people under the bus and throwing stones that the lead counsel, the name of Barrister Frujonso, is an upright man. He has given courage to weaklings and everyone who was hiding in Cameroon. Most of his critics are coming from the diaspora. I ask you in the diaspora, can you step foot in the kitchen? He who is in the kitchen knows how hot the kitchen is. Barrister Frujonso is the only person who's been in the kitchen, who has spoken for us. Whether you believe it or not, his record is impeccable. And even all the lawyers, any lawyer who is standing up and talking proudly in Cameroon is because he stood up when there was no one to stand up. And he is the only person who has met President Sisiko in jail. Some of you who are even taking positions in his government, you've never seen him, you've never come close to him, and you have the audacity to call the person who has sacrificed his time, sacrificed his life to defend someone in jail because he's fighting for our freedom. I think we can be very, very ungrateful and unappreciative. Yes, I can see you are throwing stones and cursing me. You are good at that. but it will not shake my conviction that you can only do that in the comfort of your room. If you really want to throw stones or criticize and condemn Barrister John Fruso, go to Cameroon. Go on national TV and say what he says. I am not Barrister John Fruso, but I believed him. He is very courageous. We admired him when he was speaking on TV and calling for Biya to step down. I think we are very biased and we cannot accept the truth. If he says our leader is compromised, he didn't say our leader, President Sisiko, is a traitor. From his observation at close range, based on the conditions in jail and based on who La République, our enemy, is, he can do things, and it's only the lawyer who can see. Some are even advocating that his license should be suspended. Go to Cameroon and talk. I'm a little bit very emotional because we in the diaspora, we like to fight a war from a distance. We like to fight a war, a digital war, behind our keyboards, sitting in the comfort of our rooms, having a tea and enjoying the TV and making utterances that we cannot substantiate. The people on ground zero are the ones who can talk, and I respect them. Any leader who's running around the world, running and making noise, go to Cameroon, stand at the airport and talk. We need to humble ourselves and pay allegiance and pay tribute and support our brothers and sisters who are dying, who are fighting, not hiding in the West, outside of Cameroon, and throwing stones. Like I said, I was going to say something that will offend you, because we in the diaspora, we enjoy peace. We live in countries, particularly in these United States. Many people died for the freedom that we are enjoying. We don't even respect it. We have the possibility of engaging the whites to join us in our struggle. We cannot do that. We cannot engage them. We only turn the guns to ourselves. If you are in this country, you will really believe with me that the civil rights struggle picked steam when the black people were able to strategize and involve white people in the struggle. What is holding us, our leadership, to engage the average person, the whites, with us, to march with us, to take us to their lawmakers, to their congressmen? What is really wrong? Can we engage the Return Peace Corps? Can we also engage our in-laws who are from this community, the Americans, the Europeans? They are our in-laws. They have a connection to Ambazonia. Brothers and sisters, those of you who are watching, I challenge each and everyone to go out and bring a non-Ambazonian into the struggle. I have done it in Lowell. This TV station in Lowell, they carry our struggle. They are so passionate. They receive pictures from ground zero and sent to President Trump. They even get calls, threatening calls from La République in Cameroon because of what they do. I challenge each and every one of you, instead of turning the guns to ourselves, go out and get 2 white people, get 2 Chinese, get 2 Indians, get 2 Europeans, get a pastor, organize something and bring the whites. I told you I'm not the smartest, but there are so many smart people within our house. But unfortunately, our intelligence is misplaced. If we are not careful, La République is using us against us to kill the struggle. La République has done this for 50 years, 50 and above years. They are dealing with the French and you know who. If we have to unite to face the enemy, La République is embarrassed. La République thought they were going to crush us within 2 months. This is going to 3 years. That should tell you that we have a determined people. We are a determined people. Brothers and sisters, I call on us not to take our eyes off the prize, to engage non-Cameroonians, to reach out to non-Ambazonians, to take our pain to the streets. I also ask the interim government to come up with a strategy to involve non-Cameroonians at the grassroots level. Let us be politically savvy. 2020 election, this is the time to call on Cameroonians, on Ambazonians to involve their local council, state government, and the federal government. Get involved in the campaign of the politicians who are running for office. Don't only wait to go and see them in their office, because it is the politics of number. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. What do you have for me? We are only excited to go and start and take pictures with senators, with politicians. You have to do your homework. You have to sow where you will reap tomorrow. You have to contribute to their election. You have to go out and canvass. You have to get their signs and put on your lawn. When you contribute to support a candidate for election, that candidate has you in their record. They will send you a thank you note. Tomorrow when you call a councillor, a state rep, a Congress candidate, a senator candidate, or presidential candidate, they first of all see, are you a voting person? Have you involved in politics? If they see that you are active, that is when they will take you serious. That's when they will take you serious, because the politicians look but numbers. You are well dressed. If you cannot rally your constituents to vote, appearance will deceive, and the politicians know this. So interim government, this is my advice to you. The city of Lowell is supporting Ambazonia wholeheartedly because of the grassroots politics that we in Lowell, we in Massachusetts have done. We canvass, we carry signs, we support, we donate, we appear at the City Hall. Most of us serve in non-profit organization, because this is how you build your relationship, this is how you build your network, and this is how you learn how governance work. When you volunteer your time amongst people, you learn a lot and you build your network, your social network. I have talked to the interim government for 1 year, talked to them, but I still continue to. 2020, this is the right time to be able to plant. With whatever you are doing now, you are sowing the seed. The politician doesn't know your plan. Even if the candidate wins tomorrow or doesn't win, you have an ally who has connections, who knows that you stood by him or by her when he needed your support. And you can, with that relationship, use them to open doors for you to advocate for Ambazonia. And these are the people who have connection to those lawmakers. We should learn every politics is local. Charity begins at home, in your county, in your borough, in your neighborhood, on your street, at work, in your church, at school. I call on Ambazonian professors, please, for us who do not have a title attached to our name with PhD, I speak out of my heart. You like me or not, I don't care. I don't worship people. What I thank my viewers who have supported me, who have given me comments and supported my programs, educated me, and some who have also thrown so many stones at me, because I learned very much from my critics. Even the worst critics, I listen what they do. The most difficult part of the race is when you see the finish line. We are approaching the finish line. La République is on the wall. They are desperate. They are everywhere. Let us not aid and abet La République to kill us. For those who want title more than anything else, consider that tomorrow is coming. Whatever we do here in the diaspora, we are going to pay it when we get home. The people at home, the people on ground zero, the blood and the lives of our patriots who have paid the ultimate price, our compatriots who are languishing in the forest. Think of them. Think of them before you think of fighting for title. All those titles mean nothing. All those titles means nothing. We pay allegiance to individuals. A good leader is only as good as the people who support him. If you have hyenas, vultures around you, what do you expect leadership to be? If the people who are looking to harvest now where they did not sow. Do you think that that leader will succeed? I urge us, brothers and sisters, this struggle is going to judge us by what we do and how we act and what we say. The world is watching. The people are watching. Those who have been killed are watching. Let us keep our egos aside. Let us put the struggle first. The title and power will come after. And let us respect those who are on ground zero. Let us respect those who are on ground zero. And I will end up by saying, my hero is lawyer, barrister John Fruso. He has given us pride. He has given us voice. If he said what he said about our president, Sisiko, I stand with him because he has walked with President Sisiko. He worked hard to get him out of maximum detention. He was there when no one was willing to stick his neck out. The interim government appointing him, it's not that the interim government liked it. He built his reputation. He stood up tall for the international community, for the whole world to see what this brother is made of, while all the other ones were hiding. After he had made it easier for our leaders to have freedom, for us to even know that they are alive. Runaways in the bush, in the diaspora, are calling him a traitor. War betide. War betide. You're calling him a traitor. His life is at stake and he doesn't even care. He's an Ambazonian, he's an Abakoman, and he cannot easily be compromised because La Republique sees that he is an upright man, and then they see that our brothers and sisters in jail because of the frustration, the torment, the torture, the mental anguish that La Republique is putting them under. La Republique wants to get rid of Lawyer So because he knows the truth. He has practiced law for 30 years in Cameroon. And some experts in the diaspora hiding are quick to criticize and condemn him. Why don't you go to Cameroon and talk if you know that law? Why don't you go to Cameroon and go to prison and talk to President Sisiko? I think that President Sisiko should be at ease, at peace with himself now because of the pressure that these hyenas, these hypocrites outside are putting on him in jail to be able to take decisions that favor them. Who knows if they are agents provocateurs from La République? Because I cannot imagine that people from outside will be encouraging our leader in jail to be dissolving, passing judgment and dissolving the interim government that is free and that has been advocating for his release all along. How can you be biting the finger, the hand that is feeding you? This is sheer greed. We should understand that. anyone outside that is encouraging and standing up and saying that President Sisiko took a good decision, I would just say these are hypocrites. These are the hyenas who have misled my president. Instead of him, he's going through a lot. If we cannot contain one interim government, is it two interim government that we can be able to contain, that we can be able to manage? We are not in Boya yet. La République du Cameroon has poisoned us and left us with terminal cancer that even out of Cameroon, La République in us will take the next generation before we can survive. I call Almighty God to bless us in the diaspora. Give us the wisdom, give us the goodwill, the determination to be able to learn from our mistakes and not to commit the same mistakes again. Let us unite. Let us be judged by what we do and not what the struggle gives us. Ask not what Ambazonia Struggle has given you. Ask what you have done to get us closer to Boya. Let us fight internally and hold hands outside. By burning the house, it's not fixing the house. If you are dissatisfied with the current interim government, tell me what would you do to support the next government? A good leader is only as good as the people who support him. If you are instead trying to build an image, if you are working for your self-aggrandizement, self-ego, so many people have used this for money, to make money for themselves by demonizing and condemning others. In the womb of time, the truth will be revealed. This is a God-ordained struggle. This is a God-ordained struggle. Eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Think of the little girl, the little baby who was blown when once you are craving for title. Think of those who are burnt in the house. Think of those who are dying in the forest. Think of those who are burnt, who are shot in the church. Think of those who are burnt in the hospital. Think of our land, where there is no infrastructure, where the government is indirectly destroying hospitals, maiming and wounding and killing people, allowing them to die quietly. Brothers and sisters, let us think of all these people and do whatever you can do, no matter how small. God will lead us, and this struggle is God's struggle.